no more. Want money for justice, not for war. We're fired up, won't take it no more. Want money for justice, not for war. We're fired up.
All this pseudo-security and surveillance. You'd think they would just listen to what the people have to say. Peace is the way. That's the way it is. There's no... war does have no bearing or purpose or reality. We all want peace in the world. We all want security. So obviously, there's another agenda. $400 billion a year to the Pentagon. Oh my God. You know, bombs have an expiration date. They just create these things. They're military bases all over the world. People are being fed Ritalin, and they're dumbing down America. No music in the schools and everything, and they're taking them in foster care. Siblings are broken up to create a prison slave labor complex, or breed the kids to go into the military, because we have bases all over the world. This is a major mass snow job that our taxes should pay for $400 billion a year. For what? For death and destruction and warfare? We all want peace. It's ridiculous. It's absurd. It's crazy. Have the accounting on the wall, have an authentic democracy, participatory, community-based, real, honest, organized anarchy, and be done with it. All this representative democracy is a big snow job. These politicians have a cushy job. They don't represent us and what the broad consensus of the world wants. We want freedom, peace, security, and we can have the accounting on the wall and have it all transparent and have a true technological paradise. There's no need for starvation, no need for pollution. We can have a wonderful world. It's really possible. I'm sure Abe Lincoln would agree with me, and our founding fathers. They rounded you up and took your prayer beads?
My prayer beads, my droma pouches, and my text pouch.
Where was this?
Pouch. Here in Washington, D.C.
You were in a peace rally?
I wasn't even at a rally. I was walking down the sidewalk.
And the police just arrested you?
They just kept circling in on everyone. It didn't matter what you were doing or not doing.
And they took your prayer beads. Why would they do that?
They took everything, and that included those things. They do strip searches. They detain you for 36 hours. Then they try and get you to post and forfeit and pay them a fee for what they've done to you. But if you plead not guilty and go before if you go at the arraignment and plead not guilty, then when you go before a judge, probably what happened to me will happen to you, and it will be dismissed, because there is no grounds for having been arrested, and there's certainly no grounds for having endured what I endured.
So you don't have a record then, huh?
Absolutely not.
Well, I would hope not. And what's your sign say?
This says, Salam Allah. I was happy to meet at our sign-making thing at George Washington University last night someone who knew Arabic for peace now.
All right.
As-salam Allah means peace now.
Hi, I'm Frank Craven, and my senator, not mine, but supposedly of New York, is Schumer and Hillary Clinton. $500,000 a year rent. You have to step over homeless bodies to get to her office, but you can't get to her office. She's totally inaccessible. So is Schumer. No one's allowed in her office. Now, Mr. Wellstone is a senator from Minnesota. He just recently died in his campaign. He was one of the most liberal and intelligent voices, very accessible, right?
Wellstone comes from a great tradition of progressive politics in Minnesota.
For killing, mass killing. Who has the weapons of mass destruction? We do. Who's spending more money every day for more weapons? We do. You've got to liberate this country from...
If you want much cheaper oil, bomb Iraq. If your equities are falling, bomb Iraq. If your equities are falling, bomb Iraq. If your equities are falling and your losses are appalling, if your equities are falling, bomb Iraq.
the Pentagon budget, and that equals $355 billion every year.
In 1991, 110,000 aerial sorties in 42 days, 88,500 tons of bombs, 150,000 dead. The Pentagon says we lost 155. More than one-third to friendly fire, the rest to accidents, no combat casualties. It was a slaughter. You don't slaughter with impunity. It is a war crime. It is a crime against humanity. Then we imposed the unbelievable sanctions on Iraq that have killed more than 1.5 million people, and every day we've known it. It's continued every day, and every day infants, children, elderly die from those sanctions. Just back from Iraq in September, the Minister of Health said the death rate continues to increase. The number of below normal weight, 2 kilos and below birth, is now 1 in 4. A midget generation. We have killed 1.5 million people with genocidal sanctions. Who's talking about that now? Where is U.S. accountability for that? We forced that. We've bombed that. We've overflown the sovereign territory of Iraq every day since 1991.
Bomber rack! If you want to know the masses, make reporters kick your asses! If you want to know the masses, bomber rack!
2 days before President Bush #1 left office, he sent more than 30 Tomahawk cruise missiles. He hit the Al Rashid Hotel. He took the life of Layla Al-Attar, 15 miles outside of Baghdad, with a Tomahawk cruise missile. The greatest Arab artist of the 20th century, the head of the Museum of Modern Art in Baghdad, killed.
Do what the government says. That means march to war.
These are criminal offenses. They are high crimes. They are indictable offenses, and they are impeachable offenses.
What could we buy with that if we didn't have this war? Well, for $55 billion, we could provide all of our public schools with state-of-the-art computer systems. The United States of America, for God's sake. Don't you see what we're doing?
You need to be investing your time and your energy in support of the president. I mean, we bought and paid for him just for you.
Washington, D.C. It's October 26, 2002, and all of the world at the UN and all of the United States and consensus is don't have preemptive strike. Don't go to Iraq and have war. We want peace in the world. Hey, thanks for tuning into What's Ailing, Healing America.
Do you think Weston was murdered? Yep. No more war memorials, peace memorials.
The U.S. has repeatedly violated and continues to violate the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty.
Yes.
The U.S. pulled out of the ABM Treaty. The U.S. has refused to ratify the Comprehensive Test Ban Treaty. The U.S. has scuttled the Biological Weapons Treaty because we wouldn't agree to inspection. And we forced out the head of the Chemical Weapons Convention who was trying to bring Iraq.
We've got 2 million people in prison, for God's sake. Don't we know we execute more than 1 person a week in this country?
Fighting for education, fighting against discrimination, and fighting against war.
And thank you, all of you, for being here today. We know that when good men do nothing, evil triumphs. That's why we're here today, so that it can be never said that we, the good people of the United States of America, did nothing in the face of evil. Sadly, even our own country is not the same as it used to be. The good old days are gone, but the bad old boys remain.
They are high crimes.
We're thinking green, trying to preserve the earth from human suffering and destruction. And want peace for everybody on the planet.
How long was your bus ride this morning?
Bus ride was all night. Left North Carolina at 10:30 last night.
Oh, wow.
2 buses.
We can provide health insurance for all those kids who don't have any today.
They are indictable offenses, and they are impeachable offenses.
Yet all across our country and those of our allies, veterans of the last war against Iraq still suffer the health effects of Gulf War syndrome. Our Vietnam-era veterans still suffer from exposure from Agent Orange, while a new generation of veterans are reeling from depleted uranium, and they have not been taken care of. Sadly, 25% of all of the homeless men and women who sleep on our streets every night are our veterans to whom we've already broken our promise. Mr. President, please look at the veterans who are sleeping on the streets right across from your window in the White House.
The Navy in one port was able to load 20 million pounds of ammunition to support Operation Enduring Freedom. Something is terribly, terribly wrong.
Our government can monitor our cell phones, the keystrokes on our computer keyboards, the books we read at the library, but they can't give a warm meal and shelter to the veterans who have served our country and who are now in need.
We're destroying the Constitution of the United States. The Bill of Rights is a piece of paper that's worth nothing anymore.
Where are you from?
I'm from outside Philadelphia, Wallingford, Pennsylvania.
What time did you leave this morning?
Okay, we left at 7:30.
Wow. March of a beast, huh? We got a few things to say?
That's right. Well, I'm a teacher, and I feel like that the most important thing to teach children is that you have to work out your problems peacefully. That's what we do in the playground, so why can't we do it on the world scene as well?
Because Bush and Cheney aren't grown up yet.
Not yet, that's right. They need to go back to school.
Is give peace a chance. Hi, what's your name?
I'm from far away, nowhere near you.
Yeah?
North Carolina.
How long was your bus ride?
4 hours, 5.5 hours.
4.5 hours?
We could double funding for clean and renewable energy.
You are the true patriots.
We've bombed that, we've overthrown the sovereign territory of Iraq every day since 1991.
He spoke about what happens to true patriots. He warned us to beware the empty, bellicose flag waving of those who hold themselves out to be patriots. He warned us against false patriotism.
I'm a taxpayer, and we've got this crazy defense budget. We've got a school we got a school that trains terrorists right in Fort Benning, Georgia.
While the false patriots usurp the applause of the people, but the true patriots will know that our country's founding interests are being surrendered. That first President George was George Washington in 1796.
And Bush wants to occupy Iraq. And you know, maybe it's not a bad thing that we plant the idea in his mind that if he tries to occupy Iraq or any other country, you know, we can occupy Washington.
We've known true patriots in our day, like JFK, RFK, and MLK. But you too are patriots, and today you're standing up for what is right and good about our country. I dream of the day when the power of love replaces the power of might.
You know, there are 30,000 children a day around the world who are dying from hunger. For $13 billion a year, we could feed all of them.
This is not a democracy, it's a plutocracy. The people don't rule here.
Our grandfathers who have come today with canes, by our mothers who are pushing strollers, standing next to you, sister to sister, brother to brother, father to father, son to son, daughter to daughter, saying, no, we will not wage war on the Arab people.
It was a slaughter. You don't slaughter with impunity. It is a war crime. It is a crime against humanity.
A mass, beautiful movement that's gonna stop us from dropping those bombs.
That we are unashamed of our color. We are unashamed of our accent. We are unashamed of our dress. We are unashamed because we know that across all divides, all religious divides, all color divides, national divides, language divides, we will link arms, stand shoulder to shoulder to stop the war on the Palestinian people, the war on the Iraqi people. The proud Arab people, the proud Arab American people are not a fifth column. We are not a Trojan horse. We are not conspirators against you. We are part and parcel of this community. We are...
How long a bus ride was it?
9 hours.
9 hours to march for peace, huh?
9 hours, yep.
And I say, together, we will make peace a reality.
We have killed 1.5 million people with genocidal sanctions. Who's talking about that now?
They supported it with a multi-million-dollar PR blitz, but their product is a deadly distraction, bristling with nasty side effects and violating international law.
We remember very, very well, and we say to this administration that we're not going to let you take us back. You know, Dr. King said that there comes a time in everyone's life when silence is betrayal. We will not be silent. We will not allow this war to continue in Iraq. We will not be silent. It is an issue of moral and religious significance. And we want to say to the Bush administration that from the religious community, you have no authority.
The idea that these mothers and fathers want to be liberated by being bombed by the United States is absurd.
Deception that for some reason the people are with the administration on this issue. I checked with the National Council of Churches and they said no. I checked with the Catholic bishops and they said no. I checked with the American Faith Society and they said no. I checked with the African Methodist Episcopal Zion Church and they said no. I checked with Reverend Craven and the Plymouth Community Church and I checked with him and he said that the black church, they're saying no. I checked with many in the Jewish community, Rabbi Leonard, and they're saying no. I checked with the Sikh community and they're saying no.
The men fight against war. No oil for war. The Arctic National Wildlife Refuge, the last 5% of America's only Arctic coast, is under attack by the Bush administration. If there is a war, they will tap this pristine area for oil development. For us, it's a human rights issue, and we're under the threat of cultural genocide. Kwitchen Nation.
And where are you located?
We're in the northeast corner of Alaska, northwest corner of Canada.
Wonderful. Well,
The strategy that's involved in building this anti-war demonstration and this movement is based on a very simple premise. George Bush and Cheney, they order the wars, but they don't fight the wars. The people to shed their blood and spend their money and provide the labor without which there can be no war. And George Bush, you should know we intend to take the blood and the labor and the money of the people away from the war machine. The people who can stop the war makers. Can we do it? Can we do it? Now let's be very specific. They say that the elected officials voted for war. But did you get a chance to vote? No. Did they ask the people what they want? No. It's democracy for the rich. Of, by, and for the rich. And we say that is completely unacceptable. What about the people? We will collect billions of signatures that says Congress did not represent me when it voted illegally to carry out a war against our brothers and sisters.
I'm here because I'm sick of conflicts being fought in my name.
Our republic will once again be in the hands of the American people.
If you want to join the people's anti-war referendum, we want people to collect signatures in every city, every town, every high school, every workplace. We want millions to go to this website, www.votenowar.org, and tell the Congress and all the world they didn't vote for me when they voted to carry out a war against the people of Iraq. We know that the people will fight back. They'll fight back in the referendum, and we'll fight back in the streets.
We call on all of you to support us in our struggles on our indigenous lands and help us here in the United States when Bush wages war on our peoples and our lands.
Guarantee that they will be met by an angry protest.
You don't slaughter with impunity. It is a war crime. It is a crime against humanity.
This president has put the interests of big business over the interests of human life.
And they are impeachable offenses.
on a nice Saturday afternoon, and everyone's chanting to stop the war. We heard a lot of great speeches from a lot of people. Now we're marching around Washington, marching around the White House. And here's a fellow marcher. Hi, what's your name? Lewis. Hi, Lewis. What brings you here today? I want peace in the world.
To go to Florida to see his brother, who had undermined democracy, which was imminent danger for those that believe in the democratic principle of the United States. He didn't ask for unilateral power to deal with the problems of public education, to deal with public health care, to deal with the problem
How many people on your bus?
I think there are about 120 of us on 2 buses.
We come from different races. We come from different religions. We come from different parts of the country. But we are the real